Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Yes, you are a daughter of the king, not a pawn, not a beggar, not someone scraping for scraps at the table. You belong at the table. You are the table. You didn't come into this world by accident. You were sent. Royal blood flows through your veins, whether you see it or not. And I know, it doesn't always feel like it. Life hits hard. People betray you. You look around and you don't see a crown, you see chaos. But the crown is there, invisible maybe, but real. As real as the breath in your lungs and the fire in your spirit. There's a power in you that didn't come from this world, and that means this world can't take it away. That power, it came from the King of Kings, and that makes you a force to be reckoned with. You've been lied to, told you're not enough, told to sit down, told to be quiet, but let me be clear, you don't need to shrink to fit in. You don't need to dim your light to make others comfortable. You were made to shine. You've got purpose in your step, even when you stumble. You've got victory in your DNA, even when the battle gets heavy. And I don't care what your past looks like. Grace has already stepped in and rewritten the script. You're not waiting for someone to save you. The King has already redeemed you. You're not trying to earn love. You were loved before you took your first breath. So walk like it. Speak like it. Believe like it. You are a daughter of the King. That means you hold your head up, not in arrogance, but in confidence. The kind of confidence that comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. Don't apologize for the crown. Adjust it, own it, and walk in it. Royal identity isn't something you earn. It's something you inherit. When you understand that you are a daughter of the King, everything changes. You stop looking to the world to define you because your Creator already did. He called you chosen, beloved, set apart. That identity is not based on your performance, your appearance, your bank account, or your background. It's rooted in something deeper, something eternal. Royalty means you belong to a higher standard, a higher calling, a higher purpose. You carry the mark of heaven in your spirit. Being royalty doesn't mean life will be perfect, but it does mean you're never powerless. You're not just surviving. You're reigning even in the midst of pressure. A true daughter of the King walks with dignity, not because of pride, but because of promise. She knows who her father is, and because of that, she knows who she is. This identity gives you permission to walk into any room with confidence, to speak truth without fear, and to lead with love and integrity. You are not here to blend in. You were born to stand out. It's easy to forget your identity when life pushes back, when rejection hits, or when you've made mistakes. But royalty is not stripped away by failure. The crown doesn't fall because of flaws. You wear it by birthright, not by perfection. The world may try to label you, but the King calls you his own. No one can take that from you. You're not ordinary, not random, not forgotten. You were created intentionally, divinely, with value beyond what words can capture. When you walk in the truth of your royal identity, you stop chasing validation. You start walking in your authority. Not arrogance, not ego, but divine confidence, knowing that the King himself calls you daughter. Your value was never up for negotiation. It was never meant to be measured by likes, compliments, or status. You were valuable before anyone ever noticed you, before anyone ever applauded you, and even before anyone ever believed in you. Your worth was set in motion the moment the King of Kings breathed life into you. That breath alone gave you eternal significance. It doesn't matter what people have said about you, what mistakes you've made, or what battles you faced. None of that can strip away the value He placed on you. You don't become valuable because of what you do. You are valuable because of who you are. You could never earn it, and you'll never lose it. In a world that tries to define you by external things, your appearance, your success, your relationships, royal identity reminds you that value is internal, unchanging, and divinely given. You are not broken merchandise. You are not discounted. You are not less than. You are whole, chosen, and intentionally crafted. Sometimes life will try to make you forget your worth. People will underestimate you, walk away from you, ignore you. But that doesn't change the truth. Gold is still gold, even when it's buried. Diamonds don't stop being diamonds just because they're covered in dust. And your worth doesn't diminish just because someone else couldn't see it. The King sees it. He always has. When you know your inherent value, you stop settling for less. You stop begging for attention and start moving in purpose. You speak differently, walk differently, and expect differently, not from a place of entitlement, but from a place of clarity. You know what you carry. You know who designed you. And you know that nothing in this world has the power to redefine what heaven already declared. You weren't just made to exist. You were made to move with purpose. There's power in knowing that your life is not random, that every breath you take is tied to a divine assignment. Purpose is what gives your pain meaning, your journey direction, and your voice strength. When you know why you're here, you stop living on autopilot and start walking with intention. You realize that everything you've been through, every struggle, every setback, every scar wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to build you into who you were created to be. The power and purpose doesn't mean you'll always have clarity, but it does mean you'll always have a compass, even in confusion. Your spirit knows where it's going because it's anchored in something higher. You don't need to have it all figured out to be powerful. You just need to know who sent you and why you're still standing. That alone fuels resilience. That alone keeps you moving forward when everything around you says quit. There's something fierce about a woman who knows her purpose. She doesn't chase validation because she's too busy fulfilling her mission. She doesn't compare herself to others because she understands her path is sacred. Purpose eliminates the need to perform. It silences the noise. It brings focus where the world tries to bring distraction. When you walk in your purpose, doors open, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. And when doors close, you don't panic because you trust the one who holds your future. You know you weren't created to blend in. You were made to disrupt darkness, to bring light, to speak truth, to lead, to love boldly. That's the power in purpose. It reminds you that your life has weight and everything you do echoes beyond the moment. Resilience runs through your veins. It's not something you have to learn. It's something that's been in your bloodline from the very beginning. The struggles you faced, the battles you fought, the moments when you felt like giving up, they haven't broken you. They've refined you. The blood that flows in you isn't just the blood of your ancestors, it's the blood of the King, a divine strength that courses through you, even when you can't see it. You come from a lineage of survivors, women who have been knocked down but still got back up, generations that faced adversity head on and overcame. Your ancestors didn't quit, and neither do you. They passed down a legacy of resilience that you carry forward with every step you take. It doesn't matter what's in front of you, because what's behind you is far stronger than any obstacle you face. Every challenge is an opportunity to tap into the strength that's been placed in you before you even knew it. The world might try to tell you that you're weak, that you don't have what it takes. But that's a lie. You are stronger than you realize because your bloodline isn't one of defeat. You were born to overcome. You have an inner strength that doesn't just show up when everything is easy, but especially when things get tough. When life tries to knock you down, remember, resilience is who you are, not just what you do. It's in your spirit, in your bones, and it's unshakable. Every time you rise after falling, every time you move forward, when you feel like stopping, you're walking in the strength of generations before you. Resilience is not just your gift, it's your inheritance, and you are carrying it with every breath. In moments when the world feels like it's moving on without you, when you feel unseen or overlooked, remember this: you are not forgotten. The chaos of life, the noise of people, and the distractions of the world may make you feel insignificant, but you are never invisible to the one who created you. There is a constant, unshakable awareness of who you are in the heart of your Creator. His love for you is steadfast and unwavering, even when you can't feel it. You might think that because people forget you or circumstances don't seem to align with your plans, that you've been left behind. But that's simply not true. God sees you in every season, in every quiet moment, in every hidden place. He doesn't need the applause of the crowd to remember your name. His attention is on you always, and his thoughts about you outnumber the grains of sand. You are not forgotten, even when the world moves at a pace that feels isolating, even when your dreams seem far away, even when you feel abandoned or unimportant. The truth is that God's purpose for your life hasn't changed. His timing is perfect, and he is working behind the scenes in ways you can't always see. You are being prepared for what's coming, and though it may feel like you've been in the waiting room for longer than you thought, you are not forgotten. Your life has value and purpose, regardless of whether others acknowledge it. The King of the universe, the one who holds everything together, hasn't forgotten about you. His love for you is relentless. His plans for you are unshakable, and his eyes are always on you. You are seen. You are loved. You are not forgotten. You are worthy of respect and honor, not because of anything you've done, but because of who you are. You carry within you the image of the Creator, and that alone demands reverence. The world might try to reduce you to labels or categorize you based on what you've achieved or how others see you, but your value is far deeper than any external measure. You are a daughter of the King, and that alone means you are deserving of respect and honor in every moment. Too often, people forget that worth isn't earned by perfection. It's not about meeting someone's standard or jumping through the hoops of approval. You were born with inherent dignity that can't be diminished. Your presence in any room is significant. The way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you lead, all of it carries a weight of honor that comes from your identity as a daughter of the King. Respect isn't something you need to chase. It's something that should naturally follow when you walk in your truth. When you understand your worth, you naturally demand the respect you deserve because you no longer shrink for the comfort of others. You no longer apologize for existing boldly. You don't need validation to affirm your value because your worth was already established before the world even knew your name. Honor doesn't come from the accolades of others, but from the acknowledgement of your God-given identity. You deserve to be treated with dignity because you reflect the character of the one who created you. Never allow anyone to make you feel less than because you are a reflection of royalty. Stand tall in your worth, walk with your head high, and demand the honor that is rightfully yours, not because of pride, but because of the truth of who you are. Grace covers you in ways you can't always understand. It's not just a concept, it's a living force that wraps around your flaws, mistakes, and imperfections, offering you a fresh start every time you fall short. Grace doesn't judge you by your past. It doesn't hold your failures against you. Where the world would condemn, grace steps in and whispers, "You are forgiven. You are loved. You are enough." You don't have to earn it, chase it, or work for it. Grace is freely given. It's easy to believe that you need to be perfect to be worthy of love or to be accepted. But grace tells you that perfection is not the standard. It's your heart that matters. You will stumble. You will make mistakes. But those mistakes don't define you. Grace covers you in those moments, reminding you that your worth isn't based on your performance. It's rooted in the unshakable truth that you are a child of the King. When you fall short, grace picks you up, dusts you off, and sets you back on your feet. What grace offers is freedom, the freedom to be imperfect, to be human, and to know that even in your weaknesses, you are loved beyond measure. It's not about striving to be flawless. It's about accepting the gift of grace that was given to you. This grace doesn't ignore your mistakes. It redeems them. It doesn't excuse the wrong, but it brings healing and restoration. When you fail, grace reminds you that failure is not the end. It's just part of the journey. Grace doesn't count your sins. It remembers your heart. It doesn't disqualify you for your mistakes. It qualifies you for God's mercy. Grace is a reminder that you're never too far gone to be loved, never too broken to be restored. You are a rightful inheritor of a legacy far beyond what this world can offer. This inheritance isn't based on earthly wealth or status, but on something far more powerful: peace, joy, strength, and victory. As a daughter of the King, you have access to the riches of heaven, not because you've earned it, but because it's your birthright. When you understand that you are an heir, everything shifts. You stop chasing temporary satisfaction and begin to live in the abundance that has always been available to you. Being an heir means that what's coming is already promised to you. It's not a matter of if, but when. You are already living in the fullness of God's promises, and while the world may make you wait, it doesn't change the fact that the kingdom's resources are at your disposal. You are not lacking. You are not in need. You are positioned to receive, to thrive, and to flourish in ways that align with your divine purpose. As an heir, you are never alone. You are never abandoned. Everything the King has is yours, and he's never keeping it from you. He's preparing you for it. This inheritance is not just about material things. It's about the authority to move in faith, the power to overcome obstacles, and the peace that transcends understanding. As an heir, you carry with you the legacy of victory and triumph, not just for yourself, but for those who come after you. You've been set apart to walk in strength, to lead, and to bring about change. You don't have to beg for what's already yours. The kingdom belongs to you, and your inheritance is secure, already sealed by the love of the King. Embrace it, walk in it, and live as the heir you are. You set the standard, not because you're striving for perfection, but because you walk in a truth that's higher than any external expectation. As a daughter of the King, you don't have to fit into anyone's mold or conform to the standards of a world that is constantly changing. You are the standard. Your integrity, your character, your faith, these things are not dictated by trends or the opinions of others, but by the values instilled in you by your Creator. When you understand your worth and your purpose, you stop looking for approval from others. You no longer seek validation in the wrong places because you know the truth. You were made in the image of the King, and that's enough. When you walk in your own identity, you become a living example of what it means to live with dignity, authenticity, and strength. You lead by example, not because you're trying to show off, but because you know the impact your actions have on those around you. You set the standard in your relationships, your work, your community. You don't settle for less than what you deserve, and you don't tolerate disrespect. You demand honor, not out of arrogance, but because you understand that you were created for more than just to be tolerated. You were made to be honored, cherished, and treated with the dignity you bring into every situation. When you live by the standard that's been set for you, you become a beacon for others. People will see the way you handle adversity, the way you love unconditionally, and the way you carry yourself with grace and strength, and they'll begin to raise their own standard. By simply being who you are, you lead others to do the same. The standard isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentically you, walking in purpose and truth. You're never alone, even in the moments when you feel isolated, forgotten, or misunderstood. You are not walking through life by yourself. The world may try to make you feel like you're navigating your struggles on your own, but the truth is, you are always accompanied by the presence of the one who created you. You don't need to rely on your own strength because the strength of the King is always with you. In the quiet moments, when the noise of the world fades away, you are not abandoned. The King stands beside you, leading you, guiding you, comforting you. When you walk through valleys, when you face storms, when you encounter darkness, He is there, walking every step with you. It may not always feel like it, but His presence is constant, never leaving your side. Sometimes it feels like no one truly understands what you're going through, but God knows every part of your heart. He sees your struggles, hears your prayers, and feels your pain. You may not always see His hand at work, but he's actively moving behind the scenes, working things together for your good. You are not alone in your fears, your dreams, or your doubts. He is always with you, and because of that, you can walk with confidence. You don't have to face life's battles in isolation. The King is not just watching from a distance. He is deeply involved in your life, shaping your path and fighting for you. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are his daughter, and he will never leave you. His presence is your constant companion, giving you strength when you feel weak, peace when you feel anxious, and hope when you feel despair. You are never, ever alone. You are a daughter of the King, a woman of purpose, strength, and unmatched worth. You were not created to blend in or settle for less than what was promised to you. You carry within you a royal identity, an inherent value that the world cannot take away, and a purpose that cannot be shaken. You are resilient because your bloodline is built on overcoming, and you are an heir to a legacy of victory and power. The King sees you, knows you, and loves you with an unwavering grace that covers every part of you. You set the standard, not by competing with others, but by walking confidently in the truth of who you are. You are worthy of respect and honor because you are a reflection of the divine, and no one can take that from you. And when life feels overwhelming, remember that you are never alone. The King walks with you every step of the way, and his presence is a constant source of strength, peace, and guidance. In every moment, you carry the light of heaven with you. You are more powerful than you realize. Don't let the world define you. Walk in the truth of your royal identity. And remember, you are a daughter of the King, and that changes everything